Hi there, this is David Ingleby for Dingo Servo Mounts, and I want to tell you about a new development we have at the moment. You're probably familiar by now with the Slim Signal, which we developed about a year ago now, which allows you to build a signal onto the top of the unit and then drop the whole thing through the baseboard. We've been asked, is it possible to make a double? And so guess what? We now have a double, which is brand spanking new. This is a prototype sample and works exactly the same way as a Slim Signal. This is a SlimTwin, and it's quite easy to put through. It might not be good for very, very small scales because you're going to need a hole 23 millimeters wide and about 30 millimeters deep that way in order to get it through the baseboard. But it has some other advantages as well, and we'll go into that in a moment. Up to one of my controllers, you will see that each unit operates completely independently, and because I've got this connected to a bouncer signal board, it works quite well as a 2-unit. Now, what about if you have 3 dollies on a signal? Well, let's have a look at that possibility. I decided just to take a standard signal and remove the top piece of it and put an extra block in there and some longer screws and then add it to the one we've got. Let's see what that. So now we have the Slim Signal with a spacer block into the SlimTwin, and we now have a full 3 signals that can be operated on one dropout unit, and each control wire, each section will go quite satisfactory between the others. Now you'll probably notice that on the top here I have made a big slot in the top of the baseboard, and also you've got the gasket like I have with the Slim Signal to cover up the hole that you cut into the unit. I was originally going to do something like this on the top, but I thought, if you wanted to crank these wires to get them into the right place to go up your signal post, then it might be a good idea to leave it just a slot like that, and once you have finished with the whole thing, then you can put a piece of card or something over there and paint it up to look like the same thing. The other thing, of course, that all these signal units, all these signal units will take our standard magnet clip. You can put them on there and on there, so you could use magnets as well on this thing. Now let me hook this whole thing up to the control board and we'll do a final run with everything operating. It's all wired up, and if I operate my switches here, you will see that each one operates completely independently and has its double pull on the way up and a bounce on the way down. And that is now not a SlimTwin but a SlimTrip, and I think it's quite a nice little piece of engineering. All of these of course work with the tiny little HD 1370A servos, and those are also available from Dingo Servo. So there you have it. That's a brand new unit. I'll say this is just the first prototype I've put together. If this is something that interests you, please will you get in touch, and we'll see what the demand is like as we go forward. But I think that would be quite a nice little unit. Just to recap, that is 23 millimeters wide, so your slot in the baseboard needs to be 23 millimeters and about 30 to 35 millimeters deep, just to get everything to drop through. And I think you'll find that that's a really, really nice unit. So you can build your signals all on top of there and then put the whole thing through the baseboard and connect up. So, there you have it. Thank you for watching. This is David Ingleby for Dingo Servo.